What we have today is the lace front. What do you do with a lace front? But first, before I tell you what to do with it, let me tell you what it is. Lace front is a hairline that has been created by the material used in the base of the hairpiece. It can be made of two basic materials. One, which is nylon, a monofilament or a nylon fabric that is a little bit more firmer, a little bit more sturdy, but the ultimate classic, which is the actual lace fabric that is created in the front hairline. The hairs are hand tied very, very finely, single knots and even split knots in those areas so that they can give that hairline that you can see down to the scalp, and it looks like hair is coming through the scalp, from the scalp. So to take care of that, because all of the manufacturers will always, especially as we design our hair system, extend the lace a good inch or more so that you can pin it and work on that hairpiece and a block before you cut the lace. So in turn, that lace then has to be removed. How much removed? Well, let me give you a little close-up example. This is the nylon lace, and if you can see real close, you can see where the hairline thread is there. That's where the hairline would be, not the white, the little line behind that. Can you see that? Let me be sure you can see that. There it is, there it is. You see this line right here. I've dotted this with white so you can better see what I'm gonna do when I take and cut that in front of the hairline. You want a little bit of lace in front of the hairline. You can always trim away, and some of it will break up a little bit and even make it more natural. But in turn, you don't wanna cut it right on the hairline because then you're gonna create a harsh line. You wanna create a natural hairline. So now, what are the tools you need? Well, one of the tools you need, of course, is a pair of good, sharp shears, okay? Make an investment. You don't have to buy $500 shears for this, but make a good investment of something that you keep sharp so that when you're cutting material, it goes right through it and you're not fighting and tearing and causing a problem eventually. Then these are the magic shears. These are the scallop shears. Can you see that? The scallop shears. I just love these. They're like the alligators my granddaughters talk about, you know, but the reality of these are that it will leave an unfinished edge. You want an edge that is not blunt, if you can all get away from that, is because the blunter the line will reflect an edge. And the other tool that, again, I want you to get is an X-Acto knife. An X-Acto knife is going to help you cut the hairline. You can use any one of these three tools. You need some T-pins, okay? The T-pins you need to be able to put into the base of the hairpiece, and you're ready to start. So the first thing that you do is that you take the lace, comb the hair all the way, wet it in fact, get it nice and wet. I even put sometimes conditioner on it and get it out so I can really see that hairline, Then I decide where I'm going to cut that hair. I visualize that. And I'm gonna start with the scallop shear, okay? I'll move my dear sweet lady over here. Bring this back over here for you to see. And first I'm gonna give you just an observation how this cuts. See what it leaves? It leaves a scalloped type of edge. That's really a beautiful edge when you lay it down with a little bit of adhesive behind it or a glue backing tape, which is the tape for lace front tape. It's called no shine, that's the word I was trying to find. But you work with this across slowly. Don't try to be perfect because an irregular is better than a straight line, okay? Now, again, this works best tremendously on the nylon lace. So if you've got a nylon, go to the fabric store, that's where you get it, or craft store, and you'll get the scallop shears, and that relationship gives you the ability to truly give you that edge on laces created with the fabric nylon, okay? Like our male hair pieces from Wigs For Kids gives the ability for you to work with nylon in the front at that point. Females want more of a softer lace and their hair is longer. So by taking this, you can go right up to that line and begin to cut. I'll show you this close up in just a second. You begin to cut along your edge, probably about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. You can make a mistake and let it longer because you can go back and trim, but you cut off that excess lace that has no hair in it, okay? This would have a hair in it just like the other hair piece, but I'm showing you on a base so you understand the difference in fine mono, nylon, and the ability to cut with the scallop shear, okay? So I've cut it, and now this might need a little bit of trimming. I might have to come back over here and just trim it off a little bit more. and I have an irregular hairline. You see that irregular hairline? That may not satisfy those perfect hair cutters, but that's what you want in wig making and making the illusion of a natural hairline, okay? So in male hair pieces that we provide for our young men, that are children that have hair loss from alopecia or chemotherapy or trichotillomania or whatever it might be, you're gonna see most likely, and we're continually changing and continually making a better product. So you may see changes in materials because as you feed us back what you're finding as an affiliate, we're building a better product. We're building a better product for the child in our factories and giving us the best ability to have something that gives the child the ability to look themselves and live their life. So now this is nylon. And that's basically in the male. It can be in the female at times. We've done that before too. But again, if it's nylon, if it's a fabric that's nylon, you use a good scallop shear. Jeffrey, can I use a pair of scissors because I don't have that? Yes, you just want to use it in a manner that you're cutting an irregular type of edge. So you can do that with a plain shear. It's a little harder with that, but I think you'll find that you can do it with both. But if you're doing any hair replacement, this is a tool that's very inexpensive and very valuable to you at this point. You might even find it in your wife or your mom's or somebody's craft box, but ask first before you take it, okay? All right, so now let's go to the lace, the fabric lace, which is a very soft lace. And again, then I would typically take the X-Acto knife and always, it comes along with it, get sharp blades and change the blade often. There's nothing worse than getting in there and you're pulling and tugging it, you're cutting your mattock and you're doing everything you're not supposed to do at that point, okay? So now you're gonna see the hairline. Let me get you close up so you can see, okay? You're gonna get close to the hairline and the hairline is starting here, okay? Can you see that's where the hairline is started? All those fine hair is started. You don't wanna cut there just like on the previous scalp. You wanna get about 1/4 of an inch ahead of it. And all I wanna do is cut in an irregular line. I'm going to cut an irregular line. That means it's kind of wavy. It's kind of wavy. It's going up and down. It's not perfect. You see that I've already pinned the lace to the mannequin. I pinned it real good because there's no hair there. I'm not going to damage it. I cut it right at the edge. I can put enough that it stays secure. And then you'll see the end result from the X-Acto knife cutting of the lace. Okay, we'll come in here and cut more where need be. Take your time, work it off, little by little. I'll be sure you can see that. And remember what I said, irregular line, and what I want you to do is leave more and take more off later. But that's what you want to see, that irregular line. So when the hair falls down in front of her bangs or face, or she brushes it back into a ponytail, she has a beautiful line that works because once this is on skin, not on a black mannequin, it disappears. That's what this fabric does. That's what lace does. Both the nylon and the fabric, real true lace, the French lace, it disappears when it gets on the forehead. You can use an adhesive underneath it and just put that on the scalp and then let it dry a little bit, cure a little bit, and then you place this very gently on the forehead. Or what's easier for the kids is utilizing a no shine tape that works with it. It doesn't shine because it doesn't have a saran in it, so that tape goes on there. One of the things that we teach and continually our clients is, and we want to teach the recipients that wear these, is to take this off. They need to take a Q-tip with 100% alcohol and put it underneath there, just dab it on top, right here, boom, 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 and it seeps through and it comes right off and leaves that adhesive on the scalp or the tape on the scalp so that you can clean it. So to remove this or the nylon, you work with a little bit of a Q-tip, 100% alcohol, dab it on the top, right in front of the hairline, and then you can start to work underneath it, but you want to do it on the top so that the tape removes and stays on the scalp and the hairpiece, the lace, comes from, so you're not pulling on the knots that will pull the hair out, eventually causing hair loss, okay? Little review. You've gone through 2 types of lace. One is nylon. You can see the nylon. It's a little shinier at that point, more durable, typically for a young man that is maybe playing sports or that type of thing. That's what we put in our male typical design, but we are constantly changing. Understand that, so we'll keep you up to date. That's why you got to come back to this continual education. We're constantly changing. Our clients, our children are changing from what used to be all cancer to now 50% at least alopecia, and that changes all the design factors. And I'll go to design factors in another video. But in turn, you have looked at lace in nylon and lace in French fabric lace that is just absolutely beautiful. Again, it disappears when it goes on the skin, and the hair ties right into that lace and gives you a natural look. The real review is this, that you need to go get a scallop shear, most important, fabric store, or like I said, a craft store. At the same store, you want to get an X-Acto knife. Those two things are really going to be important. Be sure that you've got extra blades, okay? And you want T-pins, and you put it on the mannequin, brush the hair back. And really, before I start working with this, I put this through the 5-step procedures to clean, shampoo, and condition with the products that the recipient has received in their box. So I put that through the conditioning, ready to go onto into the cut-in, and I do this first, not on the child, but on a mannequin at that point. So from that point, what do you say, Jeff? I only have a styrofoam mannequin that was in the box for the child. That's okay. Same thing. Pins. Put it on a stand. You say, I don't have a stand. Okay. If you don't have a stand, then you have someone hold it for you on a countertop. There's a solution to everything. You just got to think through the process at that point. And from that point, you go with the X-Acto knife and you cut irregular. Remember, irregular. You don't want a straight line, irregular look. And the reality is it gives the ability to become natural. You can always trim more, so err on the little bit more side. And don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Go for it. Do your very best. And I guarantee you're going to be enjoying what the look is, the smile on the face of the child, and all the parents just applauding the blessing you are to them because of what you've done for that child in the transformation of a child going from no hair to hair.